Hey Ratbags, my name's Jade. Today I'm giving you a lowdown on everything you need to know about the latest update to LEGO Fortnite, adding the brand new Lost Isles, which is going to be a huge biome of different areas to go and explore, and you can join it from your current survival world or boot up something brand new. It's got all brand new buildings, all new enemies, all new weapons. It really does feel like a massive DLC that's just been added to the game. The update went live today. I'm going to give you everything you need to know, including where to get gold, one of the new resources, emeralds, and first look at all the new creatures and some of the building sets. Leave a like if you find this video useful, check out the rest of my survival crafting content, and let's go. So just like the Star Wars experience, you can go and access this brand new area of your map by departing from a bus stop. It will absolutely work on older worlds or brand new ones, and then you'll be dumped inside the brand new Lost Isles. So it's got a whole plethora of different biomes, including jungle, mountain plains, sky islands, as well as coast, fighting off against pirates, Aztecian tomatoes, and a lot more. There's plenty of these little cabins that you can take over or sleep for the night while you get your bearings and obviously get resources, and of course you can always go back to your old base and pick up anything you need. There's 3 new exploding plants like that, all given different status effects, which we'll cover in a while. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sleep, and then we'll cover how to go and get the new resources. So one of the new ones they've added is gold. You can find this on the Sky Islands, another one of the unique biomes they've added. You will need a rare pickaxe to go ahead and mine. Uncommon won't be strong enough. There's lots of air vents all around these Sky Islands where you can obviously use your glider to get around from A to B and get even more resources. But how do you get up to these? Well, you can go ahead and just build your own custom airships or use the brand new blueprint one they've added. There are 2 new schematic vehicles that you can go ahead and build, and this is the airship. We'll cover the other one in a while. The usual resources will be needed to craft it, basics that you've already come across I'm sure in the game, including flexwood. And good news, you won't necessarily need batteries, although it could help give a little bit more propulsion to it. You can actually use just the balloon power. It comes with its own stoppable, toggleable balloons, as well as switches for the thrusters. It took me a while to get used to it, as I haven't actually tried much of this stuff out for a long time. So if you like me, never really dabbled in building your own airships, then this might be the best option to get you started. Otherwise, pros I'm sure will be able to find plenty of ways to get up to these Sky Islands. There's substantial dangers up here. One of 3 new golems you might encounter, part of this strange statue and idol scenes that you'll come across. One of these may erupt into an actual golem. These are pretty ferocious and they come in different tiers. They're all quite challenging to beat, with this one I do believe being the first or the easiest. They've got a ton of attacks, including the wind, which won't do as much damage as some of its others, but again it can hit you multiple times and wreck anything you've got nearby. It can also throw massive boulders at you as well, and then it's got a regular couple of swings. Range weapons probably won't do much, although if you've got any dynamite that might also be a really good one to use, as I'll show you a bit later. But absolutely get ready, because you will be able to use cannons. They have been now added as part of the pirate set, and there is a way that you can make a vehicle with a cannon on it, and you can use that to pretty much make short work of these, as long as you keep your distance. Anyway, it took me a while, but I finally managed to defeat it, and yeah, a whole ton of resources dropping, including rift shards. There are also brand new grottos or caves that have resources in them, where you'll find the emeralds as well as more gold. Not to mention the usual knot root as well as marble, but yeah, you're here mainly for the rough emeralds, which can be used for a whole variety of stuff, which I'm going to show in a while. There will be other dangers in these caves, probably pirates and more, but my world seemed to be bugged as there didn't seem to be any enemies at this time. But I know there will be, as there was a ton of ruins, and yeah, it stands to reason there should be enemies in this cave. There's lots of new foods, including bananas, the clomberries, pineapples and coconuts. Bananas and coconuts can be found on the beach, pineapples and clomberries on plains. And not shown here, but there are plenty of tomatoes also growing, usually found more in jungles. Mahogany wood is also the other resource that comes from these widespreading, quite flat trees. You can see it ends up breaking up in chunks, and that's how you're going to get your new mahogany. So as you would expect, a lot of new stuff is going to require either the red rock, the mahogany, or even the gold. Back to the Sky Islands, the loot from the chests is a mixture of different foods and items like coconuts, as well as maybe some brand new guns, including the musket, and new tomes that unlock decorative items or new runes. So we'll cover that in more detail, but first, This is a Klombo. It's a pretty powerful creature that you can tame, and it absolutely devastates any structures and enemies nearby. You have to feed it its own special berry that it likes, Klombo berries. You can get them, as I said, in plains, or sometimes as loot as well from some of them chests that I just opened. They can traverse pretty quickly and they can swim as well. It's got a pretty decent health pool, but be warned, if it takes too many hits it will turn angry and then it will attack anyone and anything in sight. The blue bar also is how long you can have it for before you need to feed it again. So it will continuously go down, but you can get off, drop some Klombo berries on the ground, and then it will refill back up again. It has a special launch button where it will fling you into the air if you want to get up somewhere higher. Maybe not high enough to go towards some of the floating islands though. And if you land directly back on it, it will simply put you straight back on the sea. Also be aware that if it does run out, or if it again takes any hits, it makes the actual time you have on him lesser, meaning even more risk of it turning angry and then basically trying to kill everyone. It's got quite a few different attacks. It can fire off molten lava, much like some of the brutes that you've come across, although this fires this actual poison or toxic cloud that can do damage to you over time too. Also has a charge attack and some swipes of its head, as it also does a ground pound too. It's got a huge health pool as well, so yeah, not something you want to get too close to. To calm it back down, if you drop some more Klombo berries on the ground, it should start eating them, and then you can go ahead and ride it again. It's a really cool creature, really love this. I hope they add even more tames like this in the future with different abilities. So, with all them resources that you can use to tame or go ahead and cook new foods, there's plenty to go and gather in the new Lost Isles. And yes, pineapple absolutely belongs on pizza. So the other vehicle you can make is the Crusher. Yes, it has a massive cannon on it, which you can now rotate with the brand new swivel contraption that allows you to basically turn things. So it's really cool. You can drive and fire it at the same time, so you don't have to get off and do this, or you can just use it as a stationary item to go and blow up any of the ancient runes you come across or any of the golems. It does around 22 to maybe 23 damage, and sometimes more if you get it on a good hit. As usual, make sure you drop a bunch of resources including flexwood, and I do believe pinewood is needed for the Crusher. Little FYI, you can go ahead and use the cannon to just blow up anything you want, and you can craft it individually and just place it down rather than just be on a vehicle too. So yep, there are 3 different types of golem. You've got Tomato Boy here, which does a huge amount of damage, and again you're going to have to find some decent weapons to take care of it. You've then got the PD Golem. These pretty much are all the same, they've just got various degrees of health and maybe do a bit more slight damage. It's really cool to see a bit more variety in the enemies. They will eventually attack other creatures like pirates and some of the tomato natives around, but otherwise yeah, they'll still be aiming for you too. And don't worry, it's not just in the actual Sky Island you might find some of these ruins, they are scattered in and around on the ground in the mainland too. Just make sure you're keeping an eye behind you. Of course, there are brand new buildings that you can unlock, just like always, upgrading your village. You've got a couple sets, including the Tudor set, as well as the Pirate Shanty set. The Tudor set, it does look like you need to unlock them by building your new village inside a plains. Although, to be honest, you could check other biomes and see if it also unlocks there. I'm guessing the Pirate set will be on the beach. If you really like the look of these banana kind of tiki huts, then there are more as part of the free track that you can earn in the battle pass, as well as some of the tomato Aztecian build stuff and plenty of decorations. And yes, you'll find more as part of the premium track of the Tomato Temple and the Nana buildings, that's their actual names. So lots of new foods, I won't bore you too much going over it, but things like banana pancakes and butter cakes, you'd expect them to give you lots of health or more stamina. But maybe the best thing they've got in terms of crafting is the new runes that you can apply, basically tier 2 and 3 of the runes now. The usual stuff like adding more durability, giving you more damage or healing, or getting more loot from crates or enemies. And you've got a chance of unlocking these by finding the special rune tomes, the Klombo ones, again part of loot that you'll find in chests. So craft the rune forge and then you can got a chance of rolling whatever rune that you've managed to find so far recipe wise. It will cost essence, and it's been a while, but I don't remember the essence actually being a thing as part of the runes. I swear it was just jewels you used to maybe get upgrades on certain things. But like I said, it has been a while. Maybe it's been in the game loads and I've just forgotten. But either way, you'll gain plenty of essence through killing creatures, looting and gathering resources. As you expect, tier 2 and tier 3 runes are going to cost more to go ahead and put on your weapon, but when you do, that means that weapon is stuck with them. You can't change anything about it. You'll have to craft a new one and hopefully get lucky, although you can re-roll your runes if you really want. You can see some of the new weapons we've got, like the machete and the spear. There's various different tiers of the spear, but yes, you are going to have to craft them once you get to the Lost Isles, and they're really cool. You can actually throw them and you can use them to just stab at an enemy like normal, but they will do more damage when thrown, even to golems. There are two types of muskets, a one-handed one and one you hold with both hands, and yeah, I don't particularly like them. They kind of fling you back quite far when you fire one. They do a lot of damage though, so if you get just the right aim, they can be pretty powerful, but I just don't like the way they fire you too far back. Especially the one-handed one. Maybe I was doing something wrong, but yeah, I would say they're still just a bit difficult. The brand new enemies in the game are pretty tough and fast as well. These tomato Aztecians, yeah, they're going to be a challenge. There's an absolute ton of these temples scattered all around the various Lost Isles, so you can go and loot them, break them open, and you can get a ton of gold as well as the red rock too. The pirates are definitely a lot easier, but you'll find more of them guarding their pirate outposts. And look out for the Klombo prop tomes. These are what I mentioned earlier. They also unlock decorative items. So basically lots of pirate, nana, banana and tomato stuff. I'm pretty sure I found a lot of these in some of the chests that I was looting, and maybe occasionally drops from some of the golems. Nearly forgot about the shields. There's a couple new ones. One though, you can just tank a lot of damage. It's got a very pizza slice theme. And a boom shield, which I totally forgot to actually give it a shot and a try. But yeah, a shield with a piece of dynamite, single use only. And there is a new material that you can get from some of the scorpions, as well as a few other creatures too. I got quite a lot by killing these with a nest. I'm pretty sure the nest is new. So make sure you take the nest out first, otherwise just more and more of them are going to keep spawning and exploding. But yeah, you can make this into a little jar bomb and it will kill a bunch of creatures, including this poor little parrot themed chicken. But be warned, all the new muskets as well as these have no real effect on the actual golems. There is all new fauna and a lot of it will drop regular wood, but you can find special plants, especially the colourful ones, they'll actually drop flex wood. And there's 3 different types of these plants that can grow and explode. This one will explode if you get too close or you set it off. And then these ones give out a toxic gas which does damage over time. They're not all bad though, these little blue ones, they'll actually give you some healing. So lots and lots of cool stuff. I think I've covered most of what you need to know, but obviously you can have fun checking out the brand new weapons, the brand new creatures and the brand new zone to go and explore. I would say this has been one of LEGO's Fortnite's best updates yet, adding a whole new region out of the blue with all new content, especially in survival. There's just so many new weapons, and although some of them aren't that great, it's just nice to have a lot more choice. And it's nice having more friendlies just running around doing their own thing with these nana people. So if you haven't jumped into the game in a long time, definitely recommend giving it a shot for this update. And I'll be back hopefully to do some more live streams. I think I might start a brand new survival world and pretty much start off in this zone instead if I can. Or at least as soon as I'm able to craft a bus stop and travel here. Check out the rest of my survival crafting content. I cover games like Grounded, Core Keeper and a lot more. And I'll see you right back some more soon. Bye bye.